Well, no, that's right, yeah, I went down to get the key and you weren't in. You were in your lunch hour. And I said, well, I'll see your meeting then. Okay.
I don't know where it must have been they just misread that.
They misunderread?
Yeah, it's something like that. Then no bow to doubt it. Okay. And 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Call the meeting to order.
Is it on?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. We took care of the first mishap. This time I have 4 sets of minutes. I think everybody should have received them over the weekend. Department head meeting minutes for July 13th, the regular meeting minutes for July 19th, the public hearing minutes for July 19th, and the special meeting minutes for July 28th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I have a motion from trustee Humphrey. Do I have a second? Second from trustee Whitenack. Any additions, deletions, corrections, whatever? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we really don't have a privilege of the floor. However, we do have some visitors, besides our regular ladies over here, who keep
The regular lady.
who keep us straight.
And our law-abiding citizen.
They're here to keep you straight.
All of us.
Well, would we, and now we have Mr. Tracy. Do we want to speak with them privately, or how do we want to go about this? The welcome aboard spiel is basically it.
Yeah, I think it's public.
Yep.
Public, I mean, it's
Okay.
really for the people of the village.
Dansville,
who wanna come,
introduce
who wanna
our
be
two-
introduced to our new officers. And
2
welcome
new
aboard.
officers.
Right.
We have Mr. Jeff Van Dunk and Ms. Catherine Mucha. Jeff has already started his training, and we're just waiting for some paperwork to get finished with Catherine, and then we'll be moving on. We'll have a couple more officers out on the streets, so you can pass that word around.
Yeah, we had asked the chief just to have you guys come in for an official, because we both been and spoke with the board. And again, as the chief said, we're just waiting for the completion of your paperwork, but we have tentatively voted. As long as everything's good with that, then we wanted to officially, invite you to a meeting to welcome you guys as new police officers for the Dansville Police Department. So, kind of informal, but yeah, formal for anyone that didn't come to the meeting.
And I understand you're a beat cop now.
I was headed home yesterday and I saw
How much for that traffic?
Hey, you tell me if you walk down Miller Road, you couldn't stop a car? I mean, come on. You walk down there and you do this, I bet you they'll stop.
He's gonna get your attention, no question about it.
Oh my lord, photo eclipse to the other end of the road.
Both of them will, Dan.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Well,
Yeah, we wanted to officially welcome you and
Certainly appreciate your time and effort.
you are.
thank you for coming in. We know you had a long drive, but,
Right.
this makes it
Training,
officially.
so it was like worked out. I was on the way back.
Great, and we had told the chief that as soon as that paperwork's in and everything's good there, then you had the green light from us to start the FTO process and figure out how that all is going to work with, as busy as you are at this point, but we have allocated the fact that 40 hours a week if available to start the FTO process to work through that. Again, the chief can sit down with you and talk with that, but we have discussed that already, as long as your schedule fits in with that. And then, you're both more than welcome to move to the village. And then that way the chief can, once you're certified, there's a process he goes through to certify your address to make sure so that you would be attached to the village list. So, don't have to stick around for the whole board meeting, but we definitely wanted to invite you in for the official, we know you're already working, but. But the last we seen both of you, it was still, you know,
Kind of,
ways
not
off.
outside, but
Yeah.
kind of sort of.
Yeah. We appreciate your service to the community, even though you just started, you got a couple more steps to go, but we really do. We need the help and glad to have you.
Yes.
It's a decent place to work, and it's fun.
There's definitely no lack of work.
Yep.
Do you have any questions for the board?
More than welcome to ask.
Ready for some 2 officers?
Yeah, we more than ready for it. Any friends you can bring with you? We're looking for another 3 or 4. But again, you know, once that, if, you know, you said you already had found a place, so that's great, you know, and once that's all set, then, you know, just work through the chief so they can certify the village list and work forward from there.
Okay. Do what you want at this point.
You're more than welcome to leave, but we...
You can sit around and listen to it, or
you had
you
to come
leave.
very long, but we just wanted to officially talk with you.
Yeah.
And welcome you aboard.
Yes, thank you.
But if you do decide to leave before the meeting's over, I take notes.
You'll be tested tomorrow. All right.
It doesn't have to be weird. If you guys don't want to stick around for it, I don't blame you. It doesn't have to be weird. You can just go.
You know, you just want us to leave?
It's up to
No,
you.
it's up to you.
I know, you
It
keep
sounds like you were thinking
I
of
keep saying that, son.
Well, I know you guys will sit there the whole time going, man, we should have left when we had the opportunity. We should have went. Why are we still here? Oh my God, why didn't you move first? No, why didn't you go
You
first?
can leave anytime you wish.
Anytime you'd like. Yeah. Unless the chief wants you to wait so you talk to them.
No, I'm waiting to go out behind them.
Well, with all of that said, now we'll move on to my comments, correspondence. So the one thing is, do we have anything locked on as far as a tour for LMC? I don't know, you haven't had much feedback from any of us, have you?
No. Well,
I'm open
decided
pretty much.
on that.
The 19th.
19th.
Friday,
Everybody good with
9.
9 would be okay. It doesn't matter your time.
The 19th of...
This month, like it's
that? Like in
like...
this week.
Like, yeah, that's what I was thinking, like this week?
Yeah.
We don't have to, we can do it anytime.
Oh, that's
I was
right.
kind of hoping that they would have that pipe cleaning thing going, but
We can always do it
don't
next
yet.
month once they get it up and running.
Yeah. Yeah,
that'd be interesting to see that.
yeah,
Up
whatever's
September would
convenient,
get better.
yeah.
I mean, that's what really impacts us
Yeah.
in the village, with that going into our wastewater treatment plant.
Yep.
Well, the other thing is too, is the public needs to see that, and ready for stuff like that. It's not, you know, that we planned ahead, or that somebody planned ahead before that was put in to accommodate those businesses.
Okay, the next item I have on here is the FEMA course, or CRS, I should say, program discussion. We had a call from Greg Hodling from MRB, saying, or not call, it was an email, saying that he has a gentleman who has some things that may be a benefit to us as far as flood insurance goes, helping improve it here. And it's part of the federal flood insurance something or another. Okay. Community rating system is what the CRS stands for. And he'd like to set up a meeting, if possible, with the board, involve a gal from the Genesee Finger Lakes Planning Council. She's been working with people over on Lake Ontario, and thinks that this could be beneficial to us. And like I say, we've had this problem, we still have the problem up to the center of the east side of the village. We need to do something, and if this would, we put stuff on the website that's already discussed, some options or an option for people to get insurance through some company out in, I think it was Colorado or California, something like that, and they were offering an insurance through Lloyd's of London, which was a lot cheaper than a lot
No
of people.
BS flood insurance.
Pardon me?
No BS flood insurance.
Yes, that was the name of the outfit, yeah. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How much of it is BS? But anyway, so is there a good time? I I'm saying probably in the next few weeks. Could have them come to a meeting, maybe.
Yeah, and if they wanted to meet in the morning,
I'm good, so I
start.
When do you start school?
20, whatever that Thursday is.
Next Thursday?
Or
Is it next
the,
Thursday?
or the first.
Tell me next.
The first, probably. I think it's the first day back down here with the teachers and whatnot.
We got, we got
Yeah.
the 30th and 31st.
What's a good time for you, Dan?
Once you have a week to see what my call day is, I think it's gonna be Tuesday. No, it's Monday. Monday the 22nd.
Dick,
Yeah.
you work in the mornings on Monday and Tuesday, don't you?
I do, but I can adjust my schedule accordingly.
Okay.
So,
You know when I'm gonna be gone.
Next month, yes.
Yeah.
So if we had it sometime, well.
Or an evening
We'll
time.
just have to play it, no,
Yeah, if
somebody misses
they
something.
set it, if someone misses it, they miss it.
Yeah. We could probably get some materials anyway out of it, or even maybe record it. Well, that wouldn't be too bad. Okay, I'll get back to Greg on that and see what he says. And I have here one of the perks of the job.
You get a bonus?
No, you're getting a bonus. Everybody gets 2 tickets from Nice Bob. So, there you go. Okay, moving on to committee reports.
You'll get enough of your festival of balloons. Just clear open that weekend from here until the end of your career at Dansville PD. Labor Day weekend is no longer considered yours, it's considered Dansville Police Department's. Dogwood weekend as well. Right, Chief?
what do you want to count?
It's one of the things I did not miss that first year was a month.
You'll see a hot air.
Next, action items, punch list. Megan, anything updates there?
No updates.
Okay, well, that's good. We need to, actually, what I need to do is send you a PUD resolution for Mill Creek Estates. I'll get it out. And set a public hearing for that. Essentially, what we have to do is recognize that Jay's project over there is in fact a PUD. It's recognized as a PUD, even though it does not meet the letter of the law, the zoning law. The reason they need that is originally this was supposedly done when he proposed the project back, I don't know how many years ago that was, I was still at the newspaper. So it's been quite a few years. And nobody could really find anything that the board had passed a resolution saying that they recognize it. In order for his project to go forward, we have to have a starting point, and so we've got to create this resolution ourselves. I've already actually sent something to the county planning board to indicate what we're going to go forward with, so that they have to work with, assuming that we're going to also pass it. This project is already over there and
I
up
was
and
gonna say, it's
running.
already started, right?
But they need the paperwork to back it up, is what this really boils down to, on our side of it. Just so we recognize it as a PUD. After that, it's planning board, ZBA, and all of them to work about.
And they haven't, what you said tonight, the folks over here, they haven't, the planning board didn't do anything with it?
No, last month, they were supposed to have a public hearing, and it got canceled because there was a lot of this paperwork was not available, so they couldn't go forward with it. I have been working with Nancy and with Heather Ferraro with the county planning board on this. I gave them a piece of paper that shows what we're going to work on. I'll get that out to each of you. This was, last minute stuff just to get stuff going. Doesn't impact how you vote for it, but so we just need to do something here that completes the whole package of paper. That's all it really boils down to. It's a given fact, it's over there. Phase 1 was approved. Now what he's doing is the rest of the project, which has been downsized from the original. We've talked about this already. So, I'm not sure what public input's going to be. We will have to have a public input on that particular resolution, I've been told. So we will still hear from the public. I would, if we do it next month, that would be fine. So if you want to do it at the regular meeting, or you want to do it at the department head meeting, I don't care.
I'd rather do it right at the department head meeting. That's our early night. Be done with it.
Okay.
That's the night where we discuss, go through a lot of the more stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, he flex out.
That's Skype.
I'll be at the regular meeting.
Okay. And as we discussed last week, there's that one particular housing rehab grant applicant that we currently have on hold. Megan has talked with Thomas some more about it. And I know there's some concerns about this as far as the late payments that are due us in two areas, taxes and water. The individual has made a good faith effort to at least pay his water bill, and he put down a chunk of it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Megan, but as I understand it, that Thomas said that we could pretty much do what we wanted, but they were likely to have a legal thing come back.
Like I said, there's always,
Because we do not have any of our own standards or criteria set ahead. We can't just make it up as we go along. We would probably not be in a very good or solid legal position to fight it.
I
So,
thought we had to go by what Toma had established, or by the government.
well,
he's not delinquent.
if we
He's
go,
just not on time.
if we establish certain criteria along with the state ahead of time,
And we were
before
allowed-
the applications are submitted, then we would have a more firm legal footing.
So we are allowed to do
basically what we're
Apparently
saying is
so.
you can't make the
Because we
rules
talked
after
about
the
that
game has
before.
started.
that. Yeah.
So the game has started, so the rules can't be changed now. But like next year, moving forward from the beginning, you set the rules, and the rules are the rules.
Yeah, like they have to be paid up to date with all taxes, not just delinquent, which is what the state says,
And you can
but
also-
also up to date as of that very moment.
And moving through the projects, if not paid on time, you could always make something where at that point, projects can be put on hold until they are paid on time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can, but once the ball game started, you can't change the rules.
That's right.
Basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
I also read in the literature that if they are delinquent, that one approach is to have them commit to a payment schedule. And at the very least, we should pursue that.
I think that's what was done with the water, am I not correct? As far as payment on that. The taxes, we can only collect, we can't take installments on the taxes. They got to be paid in full at one time.
But what they've done is they've brought in proof of an escrow account that we set up with a certain dollar amount in there, and then verbally
Yeah.
gave their word that the rest of it would be in at a certain date so that they could pay those taxes.
So if the
And
work,
there are things-
so if the work isn't done at the time that the delinquency comes up, we could at that point probably shut them off, because then they aren't in compliance.
Well, the village does hold a mortgage on each one of these homes. So within the next 5 years, once the project is complete, if they become delinquent in any of these, taxes or whatever, the village can collect on that.
That's true too.
So there are safety measurements already into it.
Might sell it for $1 or $2 more than what he paid for it.
With the improvements.
Anyway,
So we're going
so,
to stay on top of this anyways.
yes.
We're going to keep monitoring it.
I would say that.
Did
Where
we
the
vote to
applicant
put
is
that
in
on
regards
hold?
to...
Did we, I don't know if did we vote to put that on hold, do you recall? Or we just say we were
It
going
was not a vote.
Oh, so we don't need to
So we can
vote?
just move on.
Yep.
No, the only thing that I have on that is,
certainly talk
I have a
about it.
request for payment from the contractor that's working on that home for their initial materials, which I did not voucher because the project is on hold. So if we're gonna lift that hold and move forward, we do want to approve this payment tonight. Otherwise, they'll have to wait until September's meeting.
Okay, well, that
Maybe
make
we
them
get that around so we can sign off on it, right?
Yeah, if you guys want to sign this part, it's different than our normal vouchers, but that'll work for us. And that's not in the final numbers, so we'll have to do that, separate resolution.
As I recall, there is a voucher in there from that company already though, right? For
For
another
another.
project.
Yep.
What was the total on that?
Really 28, wasn't it?
It was 20-something.
He said he's getting 25 up front?
No.
These are the contractors for the materials.
I know, but if the
Yep.
total project was 28, the total materials can't be 25,
Yeah,
and installation being 3?
right, and probably payroll.
He's probably looking to make sure he's getting all of his money up front.
Well, these are the contractors, and the state has changed the requirements this round compared to last round. The contractors can only receive 2 checks for the whole project. So they do the largest sum now, and then they'll do a smaller one later on. But previously, if you guys recall, I was cutting checks like every month.
I don't know, that's a little steep. I mean, you gotta figure for heating, windows, doors, plumbing, exterior carpentry, roofing, masonry, 26,850, and he's asking for right now 25,700. So you're saying that he's got $1,150 in labor?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not sure on all the
I
specifications.
can't approve that. I mean, I'm not gonna sign off on that one at this point, because nothing says he doesn't take the money and run. You gotta
Well,
have,
he doesn't get the money.
he's gotta get the money to get the material.
No, he doesn't
No,
get it, the
that goes to the
contractor.
That's what I'm saying, but the contractor's only got $1,150 left
Well,
to get.
they're all screened. He ain't gonna run with it.
They're screwed.
Right, there's contracts and agreements and
Yeah, they're approved by the
Development
state.
approves this before we do.
I signed it because it was like what we did for it's the same one the town of North Dansville had.
Yep, exact
It's
same.
on the board there. And there's all screened, but it's,
I think you make a valid point, though.
95%.
I think, there ought to
90%
be
up front.
some discussion with Toma in regards to this. That's
now that-
definitely excessive, getting about 90+% of the cost of the project up front.
well, now that we know.
That's
that
not typically how you do
we can
business.
set our own rules or set rules as well, that
It's,
we need to do that for
I-
next time.
it's-
Somebody's,
that would be something else to look for either the extension of this project or for future projects to set maybe what the division will be between, the first and the second payment.
Normally,
First-
the payments
first can't
are
exceed a
50%
certain
up front
percentage
and
or something.
50% upon completion. It's the general going rate of most all, it's 50/50. Because whatever
Yeah.
usually material are, concrete jobs, no matter what, 50% is usually material, 50% is labor.
Yeah.
And there needs to be some predicate too of a length of time those people live there before they apply.
That's internal to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying, we can, as long as, somebody said that we can do that now,
If they're
that's something
limiting
that we
2
need to
drafts,
do.
why- If they're limiting 2 drafts, why, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
None says they can't get their second draft as soon as the project's completed, which is normally what a normal homeowner would do. I mean, it's, they gotta just submit that it's done or whatever and have it inspected or whatever, and then they can put it into
Right.
their final draft, correct?
Right, yeah.
Because it's not based on anything other than them doing the work
Right,
and submitting the paperwork.
right.
Can you keep us advised, Megan, of the status of payment past due?
Sure, and on the taxes, did you want me to start checking everybody? Because everyone's not current that's on this.
Sure, absolutely.
We've never done
We
it in
should.
the past, but we can.
okay, public safety updates. Trustee Rittenhouse.
We have the code enforcement report, the fire department The ambulance, as well as the village courts, all reports are on there. The only thing that we shall note for the tape recorder is that we're still waiting on April's. You have not received April's yet from the ambulance company. April's report's still out there. And then we have the police department. Anything new, chief? We have a lot of new stuff.
Just odds and ends. Obviously, the chalk walk came off without a hitch. Claire Barton Day this weekend, we're going to do our radar thing that we always do, so the kids can throw baseballs at the police car. We did the bike road yesterday at the school for summer rec. Labor Day's coming up. We've got some traffic money to spend during Labor Day weekend. I think we're down to, I think it's 40 hours of overtime for traffic tickets from that last crackdown money. And then we got a letter today from the state saying they approved us for $2,400 of Dodge traffic safety money. They didn't give us the new radar. I didn't really think they would, but we tried anyways. Megan was she was the push behind that because I had been told that we were out of time. And somebody contacted her and said, no, there was still time to get it done, so it worked out. They gave us the money. What else? The other car came in a little sooner than anticipated. I had been in contact with Vinyl Signs, B&R Electronics, Bright Computer, somebody else in there.
1075 to make it all fit.
1075, that's the other vendor. I had talked to all those folks a month ago at least, so they all had a heads up, they all knew what was going on. You guys sent you the email today on DNR, so...
In the chief's defense, he sends them an email mid-last month,
Yeah.
and then, what, Friday? You send him
Thursday,
another,
Friday, something like
sends
that.
him another one, and the guy says, oh, sorry about that, now I'm in Florida. I'll get back with you, so...
It'll all come together, but, so...
Can't blame that on the chief.
And typically, they've got quite a business there, in Canada. They're typically the smallest, so the other ones will come together pretty quick, I think.
So the first thing we do is send it up to get it lettered while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Isn't that right across the road from
Just about,
1075?
yeah, just around the corner. So
Do we have that decals all set?
no, they were gonna send those to me a month ago, and I just hit them up here last week and said, hey, give us our options here so we know what this thing looks like. So we can. I don't know if there are options. I asked for options.
For the ghost lettering, there's two different colors they can put in the backdrop, green or brown. And I'm being advised brown is a better color than the green.
And I've never gotten involved in those before, so I'll ask them first. So I assume they'll give us both options. Usually their drawings and such are pretty detailed and pretty good. So in the past we've had to go up with what they told us it looked like. So I've touched base with everybody. So I'll switch it off and get it pretty quick. One question I had is the computer that's coming out of the car computer that's coming out of the old car is the old style computer. Probably, if we use it, let's put it this way, if I replace it, it will probably last for 10 years. As soon as I install it in a new car, you know it will quit. So I've asked for a quote for a new car computer as well as the mount that goes with it. To see, the two newer computers we have, we got off grants, so I have no idea what they cost. So hopefully we'll hear shortly what the new computer costs. And my gut instinct would be, if it's not ridiculous, that we put a new computer in the new car, and because you know what's going to happen.
Probably get that covered under DWI stop money, correct? Probably, it's going to be for running plates.
Yeah. So
That's the place we can allocate that money from.
so I think we got places to grab the money from. So that'd be my gut instinct, unless somebody is absolutely against it. If we've got finances for it.
I think you're right.
How?
The cars show up and 3 weeks later the computer quit.
They can have a new horse out there with an old wagon.
And it is a different mount for the two different computers, so not
You've been hanging around Trustee Humphrey too long.
My analogies.
Or new wagon and an old horse, I don't know.
Or the driver.
So if we buy a mount for the computer we currently have, and then the computer quits and we go to a different computer, then we gotta get a different mount too, so.
Question about the car that we're going to be getting rid of. How bad a shape is that car? I know that there's one officer that's his go-to car.
Yep. And I get it all day, I drive the heck out of the other one. I don't know, we'll have to sit down when the day comes to actually determine what to do with it. We'll have to sit down and really compare the two as to which one's the weaker of the pair, and is there any value in hanging, I'm assuming you're
Are
asking.
we talking about the piece of junk?
No, no, that one there, we're just waiting, I'm waiting for a bird to crap on it and to disintegrate.
No, that one, I'm just waiting to get the stripes.
So what is a bag, just, I mean, pick it up, put it in the dumpster.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, not the same car.
is your interest in trying to hang on to it possibly, or some other option?
My interest is possibly to hang on to it. I mean, if it runs well, this one
It's
is,
been known to.
it's been known, didn't we put the new transmission in it last year?
I'll have to look and see.
And it's
I kinda
still
lost track.
running. And one officer swears by that car and says it runs great for a village car.
So what I would suggest is once we get this other one up and running, and we come down to making a decision on what to do with that, then we truly go out and look at it and see, A, what we put into it for parts, B, what do we think its lifespan really is, and how cheaply can we run it, which at this point, depending on the parts we put in it, is probably relatively cheap to keep running. Make that decision.
Just a thought process. Because are we gonna order a new stalker for the new car, or is that a question, or I mean, do we have a, if we were to keep it, would we need another stalker?
Radar gun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're waiting on the grant.
Well, I got it today.
It
but
didn't
get
come
it.
through, so.
I was waiting for that, and I got the letter today, we got the money, but we didn't get the radar.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we,
DWI money.
we're probably due to start updating the radars a little bit anyways. That was part of the reason for putting it in the traffic grant, to see if we could get some help with it. It didn't fly, but, again, probably the thing to do is get this thing, the new one, up and running, see what we end up spending, what we got left, and then what resources we have, and decide, hey, keep that, if we do keep it, or then should we start updating the radars? And we also have to look at starting to upgrade the computers in the office also. That's part of the original plan.
They're
this
written
year.
down right here.
That was part of the original plan this year, so I'll start updating those downstairs.
Have we done an overall, what that would cost us to redo our computer systems in the office?
We had at one point, but that was...
$8,000 was sticking in my head for some reason.
I don't know. I know we did it at one point, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
Would there be grant money out there available for something like that? Hard to say.
The only other thing with the new car, before that goes to 1075, we want to check to make sure that the radio that's going to go into it, because I know that our new cars, we're putting the new radios into them, so maybe you can contact
Well, at least they're kind of-
them and see if that's the case, they've got them, and maybe we can get it, put that in there and be good to go and whatever. Save a step
Yep.
a month from now, because I know that a lot of that stuff's going to be changing in September, and
Yeah, they
it's,
started delivering things downstairs and racking the radios in the basement.
so just a thought, rather than
No,
putting
that's
something
good.
old in there, let's put something new in.
I don't think I got anything else off the top of my head. Maybe talk about anything else. Talk about these guys.
The only question I got is, what are we doing, what's going on with the old car out in the back? I get
That's what I
tired of
was
looking at that
saying.
piece
We
of
gotta get the
junk.
stripes peeled off until we get rid of it. Gotta get the stripes peeled off.
What's there to do in that?
Basically what, blow dryer and, or heat gun and
Does it
about
run?
an hour. It can, yeah.
No,
You gotta
because I
wind
know
it
if
up.
we get it down to Geneseo, the inmates will take them off. It saves us a whole bunch of time if we can run it down and the inmates can take it off, then we've just saved ourselves a whole bunch of, someone standing in the back with a hair dryer and a,
Take it off with the hard drive.
And that's the hard part, is either A, someone's gotta drive down there, have a scheduled drive down there and stand around for an hour, or B, two people gotta drive down there so we know we can get back, so somebody can get back. It's just, we're a little tight on bodies right this second for traveling.
Well, it doesn't have to be a police officer. It
No,
doesn't have to be
yeah.
DPW, it could be the mayor even if necessary.
Yeah.
Set something up.
Camera boys.
just set it up through them, I'm sure that we've done.
I'm sure I could find
for other people.
something to do down there while I'm
You're gonna
waiting.
do it?
Well, usually they drop it off and
Make
you'll
sure I'm
pick it up,
charged
like,
up.
Next
Yeah.
year.
well,
Okay.
next day, whenever they get a chance to get it off. They'll back right in the garage down there, and they'll clean the whole inside of it up. If we're gonna take it up in auction, I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but they'll clean the whole thing right up so it's as clean as it's gonna get.
Rusty.
Try to
If
get-
you're gonna do that, you might as well just take it up there, go take the decals off for 10 minutes and just go,
Well, let's do what we gotta do
you
then.
know, save all the hassle running around. Bike
You might wanna
goes
leave
away,
'em on.
Then we'll have to tow it.
Holding it together.
So should I just get ahold of you?
Yeah, before we get rid of it.
Holding it together.
Yeah, we just want it out of there. That's what this point, it's not like it's worth a whole bunch of.
It's not a very good advertising tool.
Welcome to Dansville.
Look for a new sign.
Welcome to Mayberry.
Is there any glass in it that wouldn't salvage for future?
Yeah.
Back windows are both gone.
Yeah.
Get rid of it before the snow flies. All right, I had down new current vehicles are all in good shape, up and running. New vehicles in 1075 has been notified that it's in, so you have an estimated delivery date out of here, at least to get the ball rolling. I know that that's,
I mean, we can take it up there anytime we've got, again, traveling partners all we need. So, we can set in their lot, and equipment's obviously gonna get delivered there, so,
okay.
yeah.
No, we want to hit the ground running with that and get it back as soon as possible, just so they get it, at least it's out of our hands and we can know what's going on.
I think as long as we know about that lettering, why we ought to emphasize that lettering with the brown. Wouldn't want to have it come back with the other lettering and not be what we'd like. You know, I think probably emphasize the fact that we probably want the brown.
Yeah, it's a backdrop color
Yeah.
in there, and I was talking with Kevin Niedermeyer because he has it on his vehicle. He was the one that was telling me about the two different things. He said the brown is the backdrop that you really want.
But I think we ought to emphasize the fact we want brown.
Yeah. You had the schedule is all up. We hit that. So is that working out good? I know that we're short a guy now. Is everything working out all right there? Because we had gone over last month at the last meeting about the overtime. Because that's down, was down. And did that indicate what was paid up to date? I know that we had some questions on that. When we went through the budget, it was down to 63% left for the year. Was that,
Some of that's gonna change. Did you get a chance to read the email on that?
I read some of the email on that. Actually, the one that went back and forth, and I think you asked for something laid out on paper to be visualized so it's easier to follow.
Yeah,
Did you get
there's
that?
an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what the request was, so I did my best with it.
I think the last
So I
request was
sent
to
that
see something
back,
on paper,
So if you
correct?
look at that and you want to see something else, and I provided payroll reports and everything I could think of. Yeah. So, but if there's more specifics that you want to ask for, just ask, you know.
All right, because
I'll send it off.
we're already down, just so you know, we were down to 63% according to last month's, or last week in the overtime budget. We just want to try to, make sure the schedule, we get these guys up to par and everything to take some stress away from that. We had talked also about basically a daily email. We discussed that the month prior, kind of to keep us up to date on what's going on. Have you had any more thought on that? It's
No,
kind of a
no, I guess it comes down to what's of interest.
Schedules, who's on, who's off, what's being covered, what's not being covered. I was thinking more of Friday to include what the weekend schedule looks like so that we know, and then Monday to include what happened over the weekend, just kind of keep us up to date with what's going on. And we'd also discussed a letter out to the state police and the sheriff's office requesting any additional patrols they have. We discussed that last month's meeting. Was that
And I
complete?
talked to Captain Riley directly on him, and then Matt Burgess. I'm pretty sure Matt and I talked about that. We double checked with Matt.
But was a
He got
letter,
out. No, I didn't
we
do a letter.
discussed a
I just
letter
talked right
drafted
to
up
the
to
law
send out to them?
enforcement. I could do a letter, but I just talked to him directly, law enforcement council.
Yeah, if we could, you might as well make it an official request for any assistance they have down here would be great. And then the drug task force, have you had any meetings with them in regards to, we signed on, and I know that I requested it because there was an arrest that was by the drug task force, and I noticed that Danzo wasn't on there, so I immediately went in and they said, oh, that was an oversight because it's 100% hadn't been signed on. But if you notice today, there was another went out that there was another drug task force arrest and Dansville was added and we are now part of it, and they wanted to do an official press release to say, hey, Dansville is, participating partner. That would send it out to the village people down here who may be thinking differently, that, hey, that, we're going to be an active member and part of the DTF, so. And maybe we could sit down with them. I know we discussed if they had cases going on and we had cases going on, make sure that both sides knew what was going on and work through each other.
Yeah. That's what we do now. I've actually asked for Joint Task Force to change their meeting mechanism, if you will, because it tends to be one point of view. And I've asked for it to be set up more like law enforcement council to roundtable it. So the last 2 meetings, that's what I've done. So there's 2 of us talking instead of, the last 2 meetings I've done that directly. I've done that over the many meetings I've been to since the creation of the Joint Task Force. And I specifically requested that we do that roundtable, that everybody participates, like law enforcement council, where each chief gets involved in the conversation.
I would think they would anyway,
We do now, I mean, there's 2 of us. The one who usually speaks is myself now, and as I have in the past, but I asked for it officially to be something that everybody participates in, and I just don't know why the others don't, if they don't have information or what have you, but we always have information, we've always shared it, and now we just share it more directly after a request to share it directly. Instead of trying to set it up more like law enforcement council.
It would just make more sense.
Yep.
More to offer, more to share.
All right, anything else for the chief? But I don't know if we could just, easy to shoot out emails of what's going on, scheduling and all that stuff, so we know where, especially in our new hires, how that's coming along, so we all kind of stay up to date.
I'll get together with Megan, just to make sure there's no questions on the email I sent out. Clarify some of that, we'll work together on that. I thought maybe the email would be sufficient, but that's okay.
Okay, so what I sent back was not what you were looking for then?
Not entirely, no.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know any specifics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draft in more time.
So other than that, I'm good.
Okay. Moving on. Trustee Labar, Budget, Finance, and Audit.
Budget modifications, we had an addition to what we looked at previously. Everybody received a copy? I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. We had to remove some money from the officer new budget line item and transfer it in to equip for purchase of the new guns, new firearms. And that's what we looked at previously, so I'll make a motion to approve budget modifications as presented.
Okay, I have a motion from Trustee Labar to approve the budget modifications as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Trustee Humphrey. Any discussion? Okay. Trustee Whitenack?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Humphrey?
Aye.
And Mayor's an aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Under special billings, wastewater treatment plant capital project with composting MRB Group Engineering Services, $7,328.38. Under Crane Hogan, payment request 22 and 23, $316,406.42. Bernard Danigan for Financial Management Services, $2,478.76. Under the Housing Rehab Grant, TOMA Development Program Delivery, $22,754.63. Under Cassidy and Underwood, draw number 3, $24,900. Zero Draft USA for 9 energy audits, $3,150. And environmental education for 9 risk assessments, $4,485. Move to approve.
I have a motion from Trustee Labar to approve the special billings. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Trustee Humphrey?
Stereo.
Okay, I'll give it to Trustee Whitenack. Okay, discussion.
Did we want to add on the other special billing?
We can do that.
Okay.
Let's see now. This would be in addition to Cassie and Underwood.
Supposed to be draw number 4.
Draw number, there's a number here, I'm sure.
Well, the one we had was 3, so I'm just assuming this is 4.
They're all on 3.
They're all on
Okay.
3,
For
okay.
The housing rehab, they're all in the
Okay.
same draw.
Okay, good.
Yep.
This would be in addition to the amount mentioned previously, an amount of $25,700, so you'll be talking $50,600 in total for draw number 3.
So we'll change the amounts on there for draw 3. Any further comments or discussion?
And again, just to mention that total, new total is $50,600.
Anything else? Okay, Trustee Humphrey?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
Trustee Whitenack?
Aye.
And Mayor's an aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Under bills, general, paid checks number 15556 through 15568 and 925590, which was a bank check for the purchase of 35 Liberty for the amount of $23,321.79. Audited checks the amount of $59,180.99. Under water, we paid checks number 932 through 937, the amount of $6,564.29. We audited checks the amount of $32,011.66. Under sewer, we paid checks number 803 through 808 in the amount of $8,503.51, and we audited checks in the amount of $12,715.65. Move to approve.
Motion from Trustee Labar to approve the bills for the month.
Second.
Second from Trustee Rittenhouse. Discussion. Okay. Trustee Whitenack?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Humphrey?
Aye.
And the Mayor's an aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Under ban and bond payments for September 23rd, 2016, rural development for water storage tank, $10,000 principal, $5,175 interest. Under MedX billing account payments, Livingston County EMS, August payment, $1,350. MedX invoice 2016-08, the amount of $1,118. Under the Village of Dansville payment, $6,877.96. Dansville ambulance payment, $10,316.93. Move to approve.
Motion from Trustee Labar to pay the bond payments and the MedX billing account payments. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Trustee Rittenhouse. Discussion. Okay, Trustee Humphrey.
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse. Trustee Labar.
Aye.
Trustee Whitenack.
Aye.
And the Mayor's an aye. Motion passes 5-0. Anything else under finance, budget, and audit? Budget,
Anything?
finance, and audit.
I did have a meeting with Five Star Bank today, so I put some graphs, I guess, here and some rates on the CDs that we were talking about. I did some research online with other banks that aren't local, and a lot of what I read is personal accounts or penalties, and I just got a really uneasy feeling, even though interest rates can be higher, that I think if we're going to do this, we should do it with a local bank, that we can walk into the bank. If we were to set this up and we wanted to withdraw our funds early, we'll lose our interest. We will never lose principal. Right now, I had the rates just from Community and Five Star. Community was, they were a lot less than Five Star was. And last time I did this, a year or two ago, Key was right around what Community was, but we'll still check with them. And then the credit union doesn't do municipal. So there's your rates, you can take a look at it. If we decided to move forward, it's as simple as depositing our money. Five Star Bank will monitor it daily. Once our CD is coming due, they will call us. Because for municipals, municipal CDs will stop earning interest once it comes due, like your personal one would just carry over, ours would stop. So they'll call us, they'll let us know, do you want to carry it over? Do you want to withdraw your funds? What do you want to do? And I did the 500,000 to 800,000 like we talked about, and I did just 1 year versus 2 years, because anything over 1 year is going to be the same rate, whether it's, 2 years or 5 years.
We checked with, not community, Citizens Bank.
No,
Why don't we
I
just-
will do that.
I know they're not one of our official depositors, but we might want to just check to see.
We could always add them if it's worth a while. Yep. I did check. I did a lot of my own research on limitations for municipalities as far as the state is concerned. I wasn't able to come up with anything. There are limitations if you want to, say deposit with like another municipality, a school district, or a township, or something like that. There's certain restrictions and contracts that you have to have. But as far as how much we can deposit, I think it's because it's our local government, it's up to us to manage our own money. How much can we deposit? So I just double checked that thought with NICOM, and she came back. I think I might have put a copy of that in there. Maybe Dick, I just forwarded that email to you. Where Barbara Van Eck says, I agree with you. I've never seen anything on that either. So I think we're good there.
Anything else for Dick or for Megan?
Thanks for looking into that.
Okay, moving right along, Public Works.
Can we back up one thing?
Sure.
Going back to the chief one, the Glocks were in. Do we have a idea of when we're going to be going to the range to get those in service? Because I'm sure that part of that deal was to turn in the other ones. So I just was wondering on that one. And what brought that back was when we just switched around the money for it.
I think they give us 45 to 60 days, and I'm probably going to hang out for as long as possible, just to hopefully get as many people on the payroll and try to get it all on the payroll and back out of CAS, if that can be done, to try to get as much of it done in one swoop. I really don't want to be in a position where I turn in some of the guns and then we have to come back and turn in some more. One set of paper.
What are we doing with our new officers though? Because I don't want to see them go and out of Beretta.
He's going to have to, yeah. Jeff's already stuck with that circumstance. Matter of fact, tomorrow we're shooting. So he's already stuck with that. And
How come we're not just going to go ahead and start moving people into the clocks? I mean, if we're going to take them to the range, why not
hoping to be able to borrow one on a temporary basis to avoid that.
borrow?
A clock.
I don't know if I'll.
We can talk about it more. I was hoping to borrow his current duty gear, so we wouldn't have to do that changeover. Because at the time we were talking through that, the locks hadn't arrived yet. So I'm not just sure exactly what bits and pieces we have here as far as equipment.
When they go up to get fitted for the uniforms, they're not doing everything they need.
As far as belts and
Sam Brown, but all the stuff that they need.
and all that stuff.
I guess I'm a little confused on that.
I am too.
So there was questions on holsters, lights, no lights, so on and so forth. So we were working through those details on the holsters. So, and the guns hadn't arrived yet. So we were setting Jeff up with the theory that the guns hadn't arrived. Now, since he's gotten here, the guns have gotten here. There's holsters that have gotten here. And there's questions as to whether the right holsters or wrong holsters. So we're working through those details right now.
What's the difference between the right holster and wrong holster?
Apparently there's, from what I can understand, there's extra hood, there's an extra safety latch versus what we've been using for the last 10 years probably.
So the ones that you push down and the flips that hood forward, is that what they've got now?
There's a strap now that flips forward, yes.
Yes.
And apparently, the ones I saw the other day apparently have an extra safety.
They all, a lot of those. I know the ones that we use do. There's a secondary, so that way if someone gets the hood open, the gun still won't eject without the second button.
Right.
That's very common now. That's kind of the going, better to be safe than sorry, because then that way you know that the officer's not gonna get the gun taken from him when it's in the holster. That has a lot to do with even the one in where, remember where the guy came in through the window and actually took the holster out of, the gun out of the guy's holster and ended up turning it on him? That was where that actually, the secondary safety came from.
Right. I'm a firearms instructor, and I don't necessarily buy into all those extra safety features,
Why?
but, well,
So do we have holsters?
there's some that showed up the other day. I haven't had a chance to go through them yet to see exactly what arrived and what hasn't arrived. I was told that some of the order wasn't what was ordered, and I wasn't aware that the order had been made at all. So I had 5 minutes to myself to look and see what we got, and whether I can just tell you what showed up apparently wasn't ordered. Whatever it was that ordered, whoever ordered.
So if the officer wants that secondary thing and you
Yeah.
say no,
No, if they want the secondary thing, I guess that's not a problem. I'm just not sure that we should necessarily mandate it for everybody.
yeah, now what about the with lights or without lights? Because we ordered lights for them.
Exactly.
So the holster should be able to hold a light. And if they don't want to put a light on it, then that's up to them. But
You got me. I wasn't involved in the ordering of holsters.
no, because it comes out of the guy's accounts, correct? If a guy's holster goes down now with the Beretta, what happens to the guy? Does he order a new holster?
Correct.
And what happens if you're saying it doesn't have the secondary safety? The guy orders one that has the secondary safety.
That's his business.
It's his
I would
business.
support that if that's what he wants.
All right, so do the guys like what came in, or guys don't like what they came in?
I don't know, there's been different debates on it right now so far, but I've gathered.
When did they come in?
Today, Tuesday, I have to say Friday.
Because I just don't want to see where we take one of our officers, let's say, to a range to get them
Non-reservation.
with a Beretta, and then waste our time and send him back to become familiar with the Glock that he's going to carry. So I would think that if we have what we need, we move forward with that. And if we have to piecemeal it, eventually they're going to turn the guns back into you, and you're going to send them all at once. It's not like we're going to send 4 guns up, and then next month send 3 guns up, and then 2. So I would think that if we're going to the range, we're going to instill the new guns, rather than do it a secondary time. And
That's what I
wait.
was hoping to do, yes.
So is he going to the range tomorrow
I was hoping to get it in tomorrow. That's a high
with a
hope.
Beretta?
If necessary, yep. That's what he has right now, so if need be, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow, yes.
Is there a possibility of putting him in a Glock tomorrow?
Yep,
And I would say let's do the Glock so he's done and over with,
right.
and not go towards that. As for the thing, the secondary is kind of going customary, if that's what we have or whatever. I mean, we got to work through this so that we can put him in service ASAP.
Yep,
Because we have one officer that I know that's not even carrying a department gun.
right.
He should be going tomorrow to get himself a department gun and get squared away as well, in my book, because he's not even carrying a department-issued weapon.
Right. We probably won't have time to do that with him tomorrow with the schedule, but that'd be something to fit in as soon as possible.
Can we get an email as to what that schedule will look like? Thank you. I'm good.
Next, Public Works, Water and Sewer, Trustee Humphrey.
I don't have anything specific on that, but Scott, you're up.
I did get some information on the operators.
You know, Dick wanted to maybe sit down at another time or whatever and go through a little reading material, just on the qualifications for the 2A and 3A. If you want to go through it.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks.
Anything else on water and sewer?
No, water's still flowing down the valley.
Oh, have we got a date yet from Bill as to when we're gonna meet again as far as the,
He
So
did
what-
send it, you returned, or responded to that. That would be,
well, I got one that there's a meeting next week, I think it was Wednesday or something?
Yeah.
Wednesday
He sent an
morning?
email, I saw it, right, 28th or
So
something.
I just wanna make sure, because nobody ever actually told me the other day that we weren't having the meeting.
I
Were
told
you-
you,
You said you thought, but nobody ever got a hold of me. I had to send an email to Bill to figure out what was going on.
Billy dropped the ball on, he was gonna send an email out. But yes, I think John responded to it.
It is next week. I have
I've got 9 AM on the 24th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Does that work for you, Megan?
Yeah.
Do we have any sort of a schedule towards the closing of the wastewater treatment plant? Is that, you guys are talking about water and sewer laws. and
Yeah,
stuff,
we're working
right?
on the sewer law right now in the
They're
water.
working through the numbers right now, I know they've been asking for details, so I would think pretty quick.
November.
Well, it has to be done right by
By
November.
November.
Yeah.
Are we on track to meet the November deadline and everything?
As far as I can see.
Where do we stand right now on the work that's being done down there? I didn't take a look at the disinfection unit, but I saw the
That's
tanks.
installed, there's just a few punch list items left, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I know Danforth was down, I think they completed all of Dean Nico's issues.
Mhm.
And those are all addressed. So I know Rusty's got a few minor details, major.
And one's all like gonna get graded off over there by the old control building and the,
Just when we decide what we're gonna do with the building, that's why we were holding off of that area. If we're gonna build a building, we'll leave it as is.
pretty junky looking right now.
Well, we can spruce that up.
How do we ever make out on the claim when we had the flooding down there?
We got paid.
Did we ever get paid for that?
Yep.
Okay.
That came in quite some time ago.
Yeah, I know it's been a while, I just,
Yep, they paid us.
Okay.
In full. Yep.
Yeah, okay, if there's nothing more on their water and sewer, how about streets? Lots of stuff going on with streets.
Well, Pete cost the village more money today. He came over and he told us to take out the footer on the
Oh,
wall.
blame
so
me.
that's gone.
Want it done right?
I think I said do it right, didn't I? I said, just like Mike
Well,
Holmes,
you
do
know,
it
the last one
right.
is that thing to crumble in 5 years and then be like back to square one.
Now,
so.
the one end was, you know, like 36 inches tall and good and solid, and the other end was like this. So, you know, we just started at the good end, moved up at the bad end, demo it all. So it's gone, and hopefully Pat's gonna be here Thursday to start in. It's a game plan.
Dan and I were talking about that a little bit beforehand, the part, his part was 12,500,
Right.
um,
That's pretty much just labor and
but that was for both sides of the
that's
street.
everything. That's both sets
Yeah,
of
so how
steps.
much is just for the church?
The church was 12.5 for that part of it. The other part was basically, we were doing the materials and so on and so forth for the rest of it.
Yeah, but the church wasn't paid for the side, the steps on the other side of the street.
No, and I don't think he included that in there.
No, his number for both sides is 12.5.
With the steps on the other side?
His number is 12.5, but now we decipher out the
Which
labor
we-
for this side. Let's
Well,
say
we
it's
just-
1,500.
We just ate up what little bit of labor is going to be to the other side of the footer, so I'd say we're good. We just tacked on about $2,000 more extras there.
That doesn't cover, that doesn't, that, I see what you're trying to do, but I don't think his cost for his, was 12.5 for both.
I'll have to ask Pat on that. I know there was that.
Yeah,
discussion
if our
before.
portion goes up, that's on us. His portion isn't going up.
I'll have to talk to Pat on that, about the other set of steps.
Because he said that his labor for both sides was 12.5.
Okay,
So
that-
he needs to figure out what
how
our
much
side
that
is. and then we deduct that so that the church doesn't overpay and pay for our other side. So, I mean, I looked at the amount of work and I thought about 1,500 on our side and 11 on the other side. If you look at comparative the amount of work that's going to be done. But
He got an invoice here for full 12.5 to the church. I just need to know exactly what,
I'll have to ask him tomorrow.
They'll just back that
Breakdown
out.
of that, yeah.
and I do have the documents he wanted, I've signed them and everything, so if you're gonna see him tomorrow?
Yep.
use 2 sets there.
Yep.
He signed both of them, and Pat will sign one, give us back one, and he keeps one.
Yeah, good. Right. File it.
I had that written down, make sure.
And I'll keep
Yeah,
the, I'll keep the
yeah, 'cause we're
invoice.
not gonna pay that anyways now, so
Yeah.
keep it, he can redo that invoice.
I figure what the village could probably pay it, and we'll just, well, it doesn't matter how it gets paid, I just need to know what the number is for the church, and we'll go from there.
But he said for what the contract is, both sides, he said his number is 12.5.
Okay, so yeah, we got that, we deduct that.
We just have to deduct out what
It
our
won't be
portion
much, I
is.
mean, those stairs on the other side aren't long.
Well, that's what you say now.
No, they won't, it's not a whole lot. You got a lot on the other side.
Which is good, I think that if, we thought it was 12.5 for one side, and he's saying, no, it's 12.5 for both, so that's
Yeah.
amen all the way along.
So if the other part comes a little, boost things up, man, we're still ahead of the game.
You're doing railings on that side, this side?
On the
steps.
On the
step
steps,
side?
yeah.
I have to put a spot at the center, rail down through.
It'll look nice when it's done.
Have you talked to the hook and ladder at all about the sidewalk? I doubt that they're gonna be able to do it. Just think,
I have not.
something we need to look at,
I don't
maybe.
know who you talk to over there, you know,
Yeah.
just hardly anybody around over there anymore.
And we might wanna think about down the road, maybe in another year, doing something with the rest of that, just so it's all spruced up.
Yeah, I mean,
No sense having nice steps and a lousy sidewalk.
How about the parking lot out here? Are we willing to, I think when I priced it out before, it was around 17, 18,000 bucks. I think the town would split it with us. Are we willing to spend 10 grand, so let's say, on that lot to pave it, if the town's willing? If they are, then I'll do another good measurement, get those guys to approve it at their September meeting, and then we'll pave it when we're paving some streets. Because that parking lot is a mess. Potholes and sinkholes. I'd like to see it done, I have to plow that, and it's rougher.
I'd like to see it done myself. I don't know where
Well-
the money.
Approach the town, see what they say. I think we can
Okay.
go from there. Anybody have any problem with that?
No. Scott, anybody from, I'm going to ask the question, from the paper over here? I mean, this is something that would be noteworthy.
PR for the wall.
Yeah, PR for
And the steps.
rebuilding of the wall and the steps. I mean, it'd be something local, at least it wouldn't be something that's occurring outside of the county.
maybe we could take a couple photos and send it up to the LCN too.
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
we ought to.
yeah.
But
Rebuilding.
you know,
Danville.
here's a good example of doing something very positive in the community.
Working with the community.
It's going to get a lot of visibility, especially, when school starts. And I think it's front page noteworthy, and we're getting nothing.
All the work that's going on around the
Everything.
village. All of it.
Yeah, I know.
Freaking
These
ridiculous.
guys-
We got enough going on to have something in there every week. Every week.
I mean, how long is Adams Street flooded? We're down there fixing all that. I mean, it's one of the gateways down into the new hospital and everything, and the amount of work that's going in, and they wonder why we didn't head in that direction with them.
There's a lot of good stuff happening.
You know, once everything's all said and done, it'd be nice if we get some PR for the new police officers, and maybe an official swearing into the mayor and a photo or something. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
things are going on in this village, and things are moving along.
Bio and
You
put it
wouldn't
out
know
there
it.
in the community.
Right.
You know, have a picture with the chief and the mayor and a couple new officers, and
Maybe with a new car and
Yeah.
include it all into one story.
yeah.
Is that the superintendent's job? Get that done?
Yours.
I can take care of the PR.
Look at one of your assistants.
Just keep adding up.
Scott, I was approached after the rain the other day, up on Leonard Street, in front of Pam Saudi's place. That water does come down and it was diverted to try to go into that drain. But it does not look like that was ever completed because there's gravel. What happens is the gravel washed right out and now the water goes right around it and right down through.
Is there concrete around it? That's what it is.
Do you have, I mean, I know you're busy and God forbid we're always,
No,
but
we did that late, we didn't.
it was late and she was advised it was going to be taken care of in the spring.
Yeah.
And spring is kind of come and gone. And I know you're busy, and I'm not saying you're not, but that's something that
That's easy.
we could, if we could go up and get that, whatever we got to do to take care of that.
Add that to your list.
That's an easy one, that needs to be done.
Because I did go up and look,
Yep.
and the gravel that was there washed out, and I don't think whatever fell from the sky went into there, but I think that was about it. So if you could get that taken care of, that'd be great. Thank you.
Just wanted to add, the guys did a good job on the brush removal this time around. They stayed right on it.
Couple piles I forgot to grab.
Yeah.
There's a couple that,
One on Main Street.
yeah, I saw that, but that was added after they were all.
No, that was not, there was cars parked in the way.
Oh, it was, that was the one.
I thought it was added, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I called them up Monday and, I'm not picking that up.
No, on the other side of it. Is there one down lower end too? I don't know about that one. Is that added?
That would be it.
Yeah, that was added.
One is running
Grayson
6.
Grayson decided he needed to jump in.
That's why I look at it like-
No, I put it back.
Whose house is it in front of?
It's, Dr., or, Mr.,
Mr. Humphrey?
no! This is a former house,
Oh.
up by the
Across from the hospital,
OBGYN. I don't know, the new people that just bought it,
Yeah.
they, they may not be aware of, wow.
Yeah, they just got a bill, and it was in there.
Oh, I know.
Chief sent it out.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Just gotta stop by and give them a notice. I was giving it a couple days, so I could get, if there's gonna be 5, 6, 10 piles, I could get them all in one sweep. So rather than go out and do this one today and then do all the streets again tomorrow to get one more, I can do all the streets, all 75 streets in one sweep, and if there's 6 or 8 piles, get them all in one shot. So I wanted to give them a couple days to make the mistake.
But the guy did a good job of
Yeah.
moving right along with it.
Yeah, it went a lot faster than I thought they were going to.
They do a
You
good,
just had the one truck, right?
2 trucks.
Oh, you had two?
good job all the way around. Look at my work.
But just the one
A
loader?
lot of stuff this year.
A lot of stuff.
Well,
summer.
a couple days or, I think, one day there was 2 crews out.
Okay. That was still pretty quick. I didn't expect
There
it
was
to
a lot
go.
of brush out.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to get it all done.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You had made
We've
comment
been a
last
whole lot
week.
quicker with the third.
You made comment last week about you were any movement of the DEC on the creek in the last week.
No, I talked to Pete about that today. Soil and Water, Jeff Parker, I'll have to give him another call. He said he would have it in last week for the DEC.
That's why I'm asking.
I don't think it's in. He's very slow, but I'll definitely give him a call. There's probably 200 or 300 ton rocks sitting down there in the park. I'm sure you guys will have any questions.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In fact, I had a couple guys ask about getting some of them.
They wanted them?
Well, I told Scott going down to the Long Point, there's a whole bunch of it across the road. Might save
I've
a
seen that.
bucket.
It's a big.
The problem with that riprap is, it's like anything else. When you want it, you can't get it. The guy had a little spies that send some up, because it's gonna happen, no matter what. So, hopefully, I'll give him a call and hopefully he's got it done. Shouldn't take but a couple weeks once he gets it to the DEC.
And football season's upon us, so I'll make sure
Yeah.
they got in contact with you about, because usually we get out and pick the garbage up on the Monday right after this.
Yeah, Donnie's taking care of that.
Okay, perfect.
I know she sent me an email, text or whatever, on a Saturday that it wasn't picked up. I mean, we pick up on Friday at the park and we pick up Monday, so I don't know
Yeah.
what that was all about. That's at Martin.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm just saying, because I remember last year after that game week,
They
it
had
was
one,
all.
they had- She sent me the 3 dates.
Okay,
of
perfect.
games I put on the calendar, so. we'll
Perfect.
Grab it.
Good.
Anything else for Scott? those areas. Okay, Parks and Rec. This week is Claire Barton Day, Saturday. They have a 5K going on in the morning, and in the afternoon they have the, everybody, all the tents and out up to the center of the park, so come on over and see the volunteers in the community. Should be a nice hot day.
You running the 5K?
Pardon?
Are you running in the 5K?
I'm running it.
Oh, not running in it.
No, I'm the director.
Don't worry, I'm not running in it either.
It's not all cracked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little long. Doesn't measure up to your standards, huh?
That's why I don't have it.
Looking for the half marathon.
Well, we'll change it to a 10K, how's that?
I'll get back to you.
All of a sudden I'm busy.
Got the ambulance following me, we could work something out.
Oh, they're supposed to be there.
Great.
Okay.
I know, Rick.
Oh, goodness, technology, unless there's something else for Parks and Rec. Office alarm system. I think there's some information in your folders on that, right, Megan?
Yes. There's a more professional quote from Empire Access we had talked about last week. I did just email these out today, the terms and conditions, because it had referenced that on the quote. So I asked her, hey, can you send those out to me? I didn't see anything off. I didn't print hard copies because it's a lot of paper, so I just shot it off in an email, but if you guys want copies of it, just let me know. If we do decide that we want to go with Empire Access for the alarm system, I put quotes in your folders for the phone and internet again because there was a pretty big savings on that. So if we wanted to move forward with both of those items, if we're going to use Empire for the alarm system, I think it would be in our best interest.
Anything else on that? That it?
No, there's almost a $2,000 difference between Empire and Sonatrol. And it looks like we're getting the same, features or, and I don't actually, Sonatrol, I don't think that was on outside also, I think that was just interior. And with Empire, we also added the external, same number of buttons, it's all wireless, one central location, interior, so it's all the same. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree, it appears to be all the same.
It's a 3-year contract. What's this, 36 months?
Yep, yep,
So we're guaranteed that price.
yep.
Should have written when we told you to.
Yeah, and if you recall, we're paying with Frontier right now. It's like $108 a month just for the buttons. There's 2 in my office and then 1 in the court that tie into our police department.
So no one's there to answer.
And we've been paying $108 a month since before I started working here for those buttons. So
They're nice buttons,
a
though.
3-year contract.
They work if somebody is
Yeah,
there.
they're a beautiful button.
It's well worth it anyways for the $30 a month. Big savings.
Heather can get over that one day a week she's working.
I was gonna be like, what is that noise?
Yeah, Heather just checked on me like in the evening when I used to sit at the deputy clerk's desk and I would accidentally hit it with my knee. And Heather would be here working too. She'd come right over and check on me. Make sure I was okay.
Well, hey, $108, she oughta.
I don't think she's making it.
She doesn't say she's not doing it.
And if you guys do the phone and internet, just keep in mind, we'll still be with Frontier for the sewer plant for now because Empire's not in the township yet, but we would switch over this building and the water plant to fiber.
Did they have an estimated arrival time for that?
They would come in and do us shortly. They're
Yeah.
doing all,
What was
they're
shortly?
doing, well, I don't know how busy their schedule is,
36
but
months.
no, No, because they're doing all the businesses first.
Yeah, commercial
Before they
business.
do the
Yeah,
residential.
commercial business.
And I think they were, gonna send out notification to the residential folks before the end of the year. So they'll wanna come in and get us done, because they're gonna get busy.
I think we should do something about, I mean, the alarm, that's the way to go, and
I-
that's the thing, I think that we should approve that, so
I
that
so
we can
do
get
I.
that in and going. I mean,
Want to make a
we're already
motion?
paying $108, yeah, I'll make that motion.
Okay, a motion from trustee Rittenhouse, a second from trustee Humphrey to approve Empire Access for the alarm system,
And immediate cancellation
Frontier.
of Frontier, as in, like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
If
If they want their buttons back, we can arrange that.
We'll take them, they can come get their buttons if they like it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, trustee Whitenack,
Aye.
trustee LeVar,
Aye.
trustee Rittenhouse,
Aye.
trustee Humphrey,
Aye.
and the mayor's an aye. There you go, got your marching orders.
Is this for alarm and phone and internet?
That was just for alarm.
Just
for
the alarm.
Okay.
And I think that we would wait, and as soon as they are able to address
Provide the other
that and
access.
provide it,
Yeah,
I would hate
right.
to move towards it when they can't provide it at this point. As soon as it's able to be provided and we know that we can go that route, then I think that we can move on.
Right, I do too.
But I mean, I don't want to approve it if it's not accessible.
It is able to be provided, and they can set up an appointment, and they can come in, and they can do it. The mayor and I had a meeting with them
Ages ago.
several months ago.
Is that the direction you want to go?
They're ready. I would support it, yes. Yep. I think the savings is big enough, and
Let's do it.
I mean, savings, definitely with $3,600 over 3 years, I mean, you're like
Yeah.
$100 a month, again,
Yeah.
another savings.
it's a big deal.
Move to approve?
A motion from trustee Whitenack to approve the telephone and internet service with Empire Access. Do I have a second? I'll jump at once.
Excuse me. I'll second.
Have a second for trustee Humphrey. Any discussion? Okay. Trustee Humphrey.
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse.
Aye.
Trustee LeVar.
Aye.
Trustee Whitenack.
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. Motion passes 5-0.
I'll let you guys know what day we schedule.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next item is what we call Smart Watt Energy. This really isn't a big deal right now. I got this thing in the mail the other day. It's out of Ballston Lake, New York, up towards Saratoga Springs. And they're talking about the benefits of owning and upgrading your lighting, your street lighting options. And they're saying that if we owned LED option with Smart Watt, it would save us 50 to 70% on our maintenance and utilities. So I'm going to turn this over to Scott and Megan to look into this a little further. Smart Watt, from what I can gather, is an energy performance company. So be very careful as you look through it. Energy performance promises benefits, and they get a certain percentage of it and everything if you're not familiar with how they operate. Some places it works and some places it doesn't. I think Keshequa, the school district, had energy performance quite a few years ago, about 10, 15 years ago. They had put into their system that didn't work all that well. But that was a little different than street lighting, so I'll hand that over if you want to take a look at that. I went on the website to take a look at their company. They're a national organization, so. Okay, next item is website design and development. We may have enough to chew on right now that we probably don't want to get too involved yet. We have budgeted for the website design and development, but I'll hold off for another month or two. No rush on that. And the Empire Access, that's redundant. We did that with the office alarm system and telephone and internet, so I guess we're good to go there. Unfinished business, financial policies. Megan, what do you got to tell us? Everybody got a copy of the stuff she sent?
Yes, I did email them, I'm not sure if everyone had a chance to review them again. Not, I haven't read them again since the end of last year, so I'm not super familiar. I remember the mayor and I had a few meetings about them, and we both felt very confident. The mayor put together all of them except for the investment policy. That's the only one I did, but we both reviewed them. We felt very good about them.
If you want to take a little longer to look at them and everything, we can do that and vote on them next month. There's no rush. We've gone this long without them.
We could vote on the investment policy, I think we're,
Okay.
if you want to do it separately, but I'd like some additional time on the other ones.
Sure. Okay. Well, then why don't we do it, we'll separate that out and we'll,
I'll make a motion to approve the investment policy.
okay, motion from trustee Labar to approve the investment policy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from trustee Humphrey. Discussion. Probably beat this one up here the last month or so. Megan gave us an update this evening on stuff, so. Nothing else? Okay, trustee Whitenack.
Aye.
Trustee Labar.
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse.
Aye.
Trustee Humphrey.
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. Thank you very much. Well, we've already sort of taken care of David there. Don't really need to, there really wasn't a hold on it officially, so we're good to go on that. And authorization to dispose of the bicycles. Would you like to update everybody on what you learned today?
I had called Dan Wenzel to see what NYMER had as far as waiver forms, and he contacted NYMER, and NYMER says they're not recommending that we use a waiver form because we don't with any other equipment that we sell. So they're just saying, just give them the bikes and be done with it. And then I said to Dan, I'm like, well, maybe I could do just like a receipt type of thing for her, and he said I wouldn't get into it because now you're getting into whether or not your verbiage is, you know, legally appropriate or whatever. So, you know, so he just said if you guys have additional questions, just to give him a call. You can talk with him, and he can reach back out to NYMER, our insurance company in August.
This is the exact reason why they take them to the scrapyard
Yeah.
and scrap them.
Yep,
It's sad,
Yeah,
very sad.
but it's
That
true.
is sad.
yeah.
It's the
Well, they
exact
didn't
reason.
recommend not giving them.
No, I understand, but it's the liability
Yeah, exactly.
that falls, and that's exactly why,
Yeah.
that's why certain other places
Yeah.
do certain things a different way.
Can we transfer ownership for $1? I mean, would that make a difference if we received something in return?
I'd still like to see something that says that they got it, that it's, they're not holding us liable for,
Forever hold harmless.
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's sad. It's
You know,
sad that it
with
goes
the
this
bike
route.
auction, we didn't have any waivers, but there was an exchange in money. I can't remember if there were receipts or,
And what we sold,
The police car.
what would we be responsible for, could we be held liable for if we were to transfer ownership for $1? That would be my
we
question.
can ask.
We'll take something in return. We'll take $1.
Make a motion, we move in that direction. If needs to be.
If not, let's
Let's
dispose of them.
dispose
Be
of them.
scrapped.
Yeah.
We either do an
I
exchange for
can
$1
just
so
see
it was a
somebody
sale, or, you
Saying
know.
their brakes failed, or using
Yeah,
this for
sell
some
whatever.
excuse, and
I
And
agree.
think they're gonna get
it's
$1
only for
million.
liability purposes, it's not for any other reason. Not for any other reason than
Yeah, we'll do
liability.
it however you guys want to.
Yeah.
I'd like to move in that direction, I think that you're
Yeah.
right there. And if not, if that's not the direction, then we just take them and we have the highway department dispose of. And that money, there's gonna be money exchanged there, goes back to the general account. I mean, it's gonna be a very
Rebar
small
rolls,
amount, but it is.
and it is a sad state of affairs when you have to look at it that way, but
It is.
Yeah.
I don't want to take a chance.
Yeah.
Basically, then they were purchased from us and
So if they're willing to just pay $1 for them, you guys are good with me giving them, or selling them to Can?
How does that alleviate us for
Yeah, and how
any
did that, I mean,
responsibility?
you're still-
that would be the question.
Yeah.
I don't see how it would. You know, if
I'd say,
if
I'd
that's
say
your
dispose of
concern.
them. And
I'd say give it
the
to
whole
them.
deal.
Well, I don't think NYMER really saw it as a liability. If we give away a bike and somebody falls off of a bike in a month, how are they gonna come back and say?
I'm not
"This
talking
was-
about
this
falling
was your
off a bike. I'm talking
you
about
know?
if somebody's, somebody says, well, this kid was on a bike and he ran into my car at the corner of Main and Claire Barton Street. And they say, well, we got the bike from Claire Cooper, and Claire Cooper got the bike from the village of Dansville, and that was never inspected. And it's their problem, but you know how it goes.
Well, even though you give away a group of bikes, I'm not really sure that there's enough evidence there to have an insurance claim later on, to say this was a village of
Guess I've
Dansville
been in the
bike.
business too long to see what people do.
Well, we had an auction previously, right?
Yep.
Right.
So what if we were to hold another auction?
Yeah, but you only got a couple people that show it. It's not even, it
I
wasn't.
mean, if we held another auction and Ken was one of the primary people there and had a little bit of money to purchase these. I'm just saying, it's a shame, that we can't somehow put them out there so the community can benefit from them.
I agree,
Shame.
100%.
Remember my idea to put them in
That's even a bigger liability, I think.
Then they would be our liability.
the same community could benefit from them.
Yeah, I understand.
Put them out by the curb and say, put $5 on them, and I'll bet you they'll be gone by morning.
I don't know. That year that we've done going down here in the auditorium and we couldn't give them away.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying, we had that auction.
Well, we did.
Well, we wound up giving them away, yeah. We wound up giving them.
Billy Shaver, right?
Yep, Billy Shaver took them all that was left.
But I mean, we didn't get rid of enough bikes to pay for it.
No, not really.
If you how do you scraps, and what's involved in that? You just take them and dump them in the dumpster?
Nope, you take them right up to like Metallico, they say, they weigh,
We have a scrap number, right, the plant, and that's where they go.
Yeah.
what we do is we have a receipt is we take ours to Metallico,
Yeah.
pull out with the truck, they weigh it, go out back, throw the bikes on the pile. They make them run the loader over them so that someone else isn't picking them and whatever, and then they tell you what it is and you bring it back and it goes into the account. Then there's a receipt for it. And you can show where they went to. Because you know how the property
You don't have
lines
to
are.
strip the tires or anything?
Never. As I was told, this isn't Walmart. Yeah, I mean, there's laws behind what you can do with these things too. There's property laws of proper disposal and all that stuff. It's up.
It's so lost and found.
It's the board's pleasure. Which way you want to go? Scrap them,
Scrap them,
sell them?
scrap them.
Scrap them.
We'll need to have a motion to that effect.
I hate to do it, but I just... Everybody's too happy. They don't want to do a waiver, I don't really recommend that we not do it.
It is.
The board can do what they want, but we checked with our insurance company. And that's what they came back and they said, they're, the professionals in that area, so they came back and they said that it would be a really nice thing to be able to donate to a charity. If you guys want to push and have a waiver and it's, it's something, that we can come up with, but, I don't know, then we can try to do that. Maybe an attorney would even donate their time to do it because it's for a good cause. I don't know, maybe. It's just-
Well, we give John a call, I'll give him a call. I'd like to see a kid get a plate.
Well, so would I.
I mean,
I-
if
so
you're
would I.
willing to
Just
sell
call
it,
John
I'm
Check in
fine
with
with it.
John.
As much
It costs
as
us a few dollars, let's do it.
as much as we hold liability on about everything that we do in this world, I don't see any reason why you can't just write something up as the village to
That's what
put
I'm
on
saying.
file that just says, we're donating these bikes as is to Can, and have her sign that
And
she's
be
keeping them,
done
and,
with it.
and then we've at least tried. And give her the darn bikes, but just have her sign something that says as is. When Forever
what
Hold
the
Harmless,
big
she's
deal is,
accepting
and
these
then-
bikes Forever hold harmless the village of Dansville.
And all these other Nimer and all.
You are
these
taking
people at home.
complete ownership of these bikes. Have her sign it, and then at least we showed in good faith
Go
that
ahead.
we donated them, and that,
Exactly, I agree.
that's what I think.
I thought that's what we were gonna do.
Or have John draft it for us. I mean, we could do it, I understand.
First off, it's such a far cry
Yeah.
for us to
I don't
be
wanna spend the
sued over a bicycle that Can gave away. I don't think that we should waste a nickel to the attorney for any of it. I think that there's something that we could find something or just whatever, you can make something up that just shows that we're donating these bikes as is and forever hold harmless. Anything to do with this, that Can takes full responsibility of these bikes and get them out of here.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Okay, yeah, motion from trustee Rittenhouse and a second from trustee Humphrey. To go ahead and donate these, the bicycles we have downstairs to Can,
Is that acceptable?
and with a,
Perfect.
and you got the verbiage down, right?
Yep.
Forever hold
Okay,
harmless.
any discussion? Further discussion, I should say. Trustee Whitenack,
Aye.
trustee Labar,
Nay.
trustee Rittenhouse,
Aye.
trustee Humphrey,
Aye.
and the mayor's an aye. Motion carries 4-1. Okay. And let's see, next item. Under new business, Lucas Nice as a planning board alternate. Lucas, Nancy has indicated that she wants to retire. I believe I mentioned this last month. And finding somebody who wants to do it is next to impossible. But her nephew, Lucas, who is the director down at Artworks, the gallery, has shown some interest in it. So we do have an opening for an alternate on the board, planning board, and he would fill that position. He could learn while he's filling that out, and if they don't have enough people, he actually gets to vote, which frequently happens. They don't have everybody there, so.
Motion.
I have a motion from
Appoint.
motion from, yeah, it's hard finding anybody, so I'll give the guy a shot.
Lucas is on the, sort of the Red Cross committee too, right?
He was involved in that. He was originally, when they started up over there, he was involved. I don't think he is anymore, but it's the same fella, yes.
I'll second.
I think Barry got him switched over to the other. So. Okay, I have a motion from trustee Rittenhouse, a second from trustee Humphrey to approve Lucas Nice as an alternate to the planning board. Discussion? Trustee Whitenack?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Humphrey?
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. Okay, motion carries 5-0. And there's a discussion on town fire protection rates. Greg had passed along to me of a 3% increase, with the exception of Austin. He wanted to leave them alone at this point. They need this information for the next, their budget, which towns are putting together right now. We only have, I think it's what, 3 towns, there's North Dansville, some of Dansville, town of Dansville, and the town of Washington.
We did do a 1% increase last year.
Across the board.
Yep.
Yes.
For all 3 of them.
My only issue is what's the town of North Dansville going to say when we say 3% to them and nothing to Ocean?
Well, let their deputy supervisor explain to their supervisor.
Oh, I get it. But what do we take in from Ocean? Do we have that figure?
What is it?
23,234.63.
What are we taking from the town of North Dansville?
33,576.44.
So we bring in 23,000 from Ocean and 33,000 from the town of North Dansville. And what do we bring in from the town of Dansville?
Not very much.
5,050.
We only cover part of their district.
And we only cover part of Ocean, correct? Because Cancer-Rega covers
The backside,
the
yeah.
backside of it, Graham Road, out that way, Way Road.
I do have maps I can give you guys that we did a couple years ago.
Everything goes up. I don't know about the whole flatness, the flat part of it, of nothing.
What if we chose a lower percent across the board?
Like 1.5% across the board.
Yeah, something like that.
I'd rather do that and keep it across the board.
I would too.
Yeah.
You're only gonna use
Out of
drawn
fairness.
battle lines.
Yeah.
In the end, you probably end up being, not losing anything anyway.
Yeah.
I'd say it'd be pretty minimal.
Might
I
actually
agree
gain.
with that.
Have a motion then, that we raise the rate then at 1.5% across
Make
the
that
board.
motion. I'll make that motion.
Right, we have a motion from trustee Labar, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from trustee Humphrey, discussion. Okay. Trustee Whitenack,
Aye.
trustee Labar,
Aye.
trustee Rittenhouse,
Right.
trustee Humphrey,
Aye.
and the mayor's an aye. Thank you. Next one is to approve the housing rehab grant for Walt Futner and this property up on the corner of Cottage and Liberty.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion from trustee Labar. Do I have a second?
Is there, just had a question on it. The application was based on 2 residents. Are both residents living there?
Walt and his wife, the last I knew he
I
was.
think she's very young.
I think she is too.
Okay, which may be, I don't know. That shouldn't affect anything.
It's based on household income.
And if she's at Murray Hill, that probably even makes them more qualified.
But where's the residence?
Where's he?
That's one.
Yeah, but if she's in the hospital or nursing facility.
I'm just saying, I'm okay with it. It's just,
Well, we get
in case
clarification
there's
on
going to
it.
be somebody questioning the fact that,
We could approve it pending clarification.
okay. I'll second.
Okay, I have a second from trustee Humphrey. Okay, any discussion beyond what we've already discussed? Okay, we have a motion and a second then to approve this housing rehab grant pending clarification on the status of one resident and whether or not how that might impact the grant. Okay. Trustee Whitenack?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Humphrey?
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. Motion carries. And last but not least is the CSEA Employee Benefit Fund Agreement. Megan, you want to explain a little bit more of that? I had her check it out. It's something we already provide to the employees in CSEA.
Right, I've read
No
through it,
changes.
and it states exactly what the union contract that we already have states. So it's just an agreement that we have to have with CSE. We just have to sign off on it. Basically, we're already obligated to provide it at those rates to the CSEA employees. So I just compared the union contract with.
So
with
we're
the
already doing it,
agreement.
we're already paying it, it's nothing extra.
Right,
It's just to make it official.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, I got it the other day and I gave it to Megan to take a look at.
Is this something that would have to be voted on? Why, I guess my question would be, the contract's already in motion, it's already being done, why are we voting on it then? So do we have to, will we have to approve it again? What's that? Will we have to approve it, will we have to approve it again next year?
No, I
Where'd
would
this
think
come
the
from?
mayor would just.
This comes from
Be able to
CSEA. They
sign
send it
off
to us
on
every
it.
year. We do it every year.
Okay, so it's something that every year we do again.
Yeah, we'll
Can
do
we
it.
just do like a reoccurring agreement, just,
I think
Until we tell you
I think
elsewise?
they were behind though, and then they caught up, so they just basically sent those out to everyone. I don't think it's something the board has to approve. The mayor can probably.
because I was under the understanding, I'm getting deja vu, like, I remember doing this
Yeah.
last year, like, right in the beginning of our terms of like, why are we?
There's nothing that says the board has to approve it since it's already part of that, but I just, run it through the board, that was all.
What happens
I mean, it's already approved in my estimation through the contract, so the contract, when we approve the contract, approves that. But I mean, if we want to go through it, I have no problem, but if it's a contractual, we approve everything with the contract.
Yeah, we do it without, like the project, wastewater treatment plant. Everything comes in, I sign without board approval, so it's the way we have it set up. So if you're comfortable with that,
I'm comfortable with it because I think it's a benefit that's already approved by approving the
Right.
contract.
Okay.
If that's okay, I mean,
Yep. If that's, no, I'd rather have it decided here, right here now, and as long as you're okay with it, good. Then we go forward with that. All right, and I think that's the last of the stuff on the agenda. Do I have anything else anybody wants to add?
This sounds silly, but we
I'll let you know.
Yeah, you'll let me know, I'm sure.
I'm sure it will sound silly.
Chair.
When do you start work again?
Chip you up. We talked a couple months ago about, like Christmas decorations and whatnot,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and doing something different. I heard the other day that we can't because the light poles are they'll fall over.
yeah,
I heard that,
For real?
yeah,
I think we
They're not
discussed
the
that
sturdiest
6 months
poles.
ago.
Well, it's not like we're hanging
yeah.
500
They barely
pounds.
hold up, they had to question whether they could hold up the hometown hero things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For real?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
of office, yeah.
You know, they act like sails, and they catch the wind, and they could snap the poles.
Because we discussed even the planters putting like a thing that holds plants up there, and they were like, it won't hold. And that was why, you know, I think in the future, when we discuss Main Street and maybe, you know, taking them pavers out to redo with whatever, I think you gotta look and say, in them sections, you start redoing the poles to put in something that we can actually do something with. Because I agree with you with
yeah,
the Christmas lights and stuff. I would love to, again, see
Oh,
the
you
thing
talked
across
about
Main
it, changing
Street.
some things and-
You know, really decorate it up nice.
We sort of stuck our necks out by going to the hometown hero style of banner rather than, originally the Women's Civic Club had sort of like a flag type
yeah,
out there.
right.
Right.
Because that gave with the wind. But nobody really liked them. I thought they were sort of, when you get the banners out there like the hometown heroes now we've got,
Was it no?
they look nicer, but we're taking a risk. Scott's mentioned this numerous times.
Because it's happened, but
Yeah.
I think that there would have been some forethought in the
Yeah,
planning of,
Yeah, they got, I think, the least expensive ones they
I
could get.
guess. The lamp post in my front yard.
But I think
And I can understand what they were thinking, but I don't think they had the long view in mind when they did it, so.
Yeah. Okay. I just heard that and I thought, no, they can't.
No, that's
Oh, no,
true.
oh, no, that's,
That's been an ongoing
Don't lean
discussion
against it.
before I came in office.
I didn't know that, you know, I really,
See, that wasn't so silly, was it?
I got another serious
I
question.
would, should think taking a chance.
We had approved a while back regards to the lighting up on like Matthews Trail and all that. Did they ever get up?
It's kind of low on the total for it.
No. I just
No.
wondered if they were up because
No, it's like everything else, time. Right now, there's Austin Street, and there's a lot of other things that need attention.
I can't believe we almost made it through the meeting without saying Austin Street, and then you said Austin Street.
Well,
We almost made it through. We didn't bring it up.
And when we gonna start on?
As long as he brought it up.
No, we were talking about it earlier.
Well, we made it almost all the way through.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but no,
Me
it's
neither.
go
I was
on.
like, he's a busy man. Well, I'm sure he'll start it soon.
Yeah, we'll be getting to it.
got 15 minutes.
Okay, I would like to, any members of the public like to comment?
I was just gonna say, when you said about Austin Street, because I would like to know, because I clean for Penny, and there's no way to get up there, you guys tear that apart, that's why.
well, we'll probably tear it up to the Sewer Street extension, that section, tear that up. We should be able to come in Sewer Street extension and look for a place,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and then we'll have to.
You have to get a pack horse to go up there.
You
can get your bicycle from Can.
Yeah, I can see you going up
You just
there.
have to sign the waiver.
Be a lot more fun coming down. That's where we want to be and forever held harmless.
I walked up that hill in the winter time, I walked up that hill in the winter
breaks.
time.
Yeah.
I did it when we had bad times, Dan, I walked up, and Penny was shocked that I walked up, and I said, "It ain't bad going up, wait till you see me coming down." And so it's like, she goes, "Why did you just?" I said, "Forget it, think I'm driving up through this mess?" But I have walked up it and down it in the winter time.
Anything else from the public? Would either of you like to comment? As mayor stands here with his Trustee Weapon.
That's for Robin. Hey, we told you guys to go at 7 o'clock. Well, it's good to see, like when for a new employee to hear the bills being paid. To realize that there is a huge, huge amounts to local government.
Yeah, for what's been going on, so.
So it's always good. It was, when he was reading them numbers off, I'm like, it's good to see that you can see what it costs to run the village, and it's, the expenses of those is quite astronomical at the end of the year with the budgets and stuff. So,
I think we acted on about a little under, a shade under $500,000 this evening. And that's minor stuff sometimes.
yeah.
So,
Are you guys from around here in Dansville, or did you grow up around here?
Up in Dalton.
Oh, okay.
mhm.
I've actually lived in Sparta, but I went to Danville schools and grew up around.
Good stuff.
All right, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss the contract with the town on the code enforcement officer, as well as probably some employee stuff.
Motion.
Come under employee work history.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Thanks for coming.
See you guys around.
Thanks for coming in.
We'll see ya.
Welcome aboard.
We'll see you around. Be safe out
We'll be
there.
looking for you on the street, in the cars.
Right, I got one thing I just want to show the board real quick.
You want to show the board. Who made the motion?
I did.
All right.
Oh, did you guys
Who made the
still
second?
cover the chalk fest?
I didn't turn it up.
You were okay,
No,
Dick.
but we edit this part.
Oh, okay.
As soon as the meeting's over, we edit it.